Hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuned in to another Non Bae Says with your favorite Non Bae, PG13, aka PG13. So today, let's just get straight into things, right? The question was asked in my friend's WhatsApp group, and one of my friends said, answer this question seriously. Do you guys see yourself seriously getting married? And the general consensus of an answer at the end of the day was, we see ourselves getting married, but it has to be the right person. So today I want to talk to you guys about the pros of me being married to the right person. What I see as positive traits for somebody that I'm looking to marry eventually, if I do end up getting married, because I've been heavily leaning on possibly not getting married in the future, because it's not something on my to-do list. It was something that I had plan in life. I said, I have to get myself my own house, be married, start an extended family with children, not just me and my wife, but also have children. But as I get a little bit older, it's something that I kind of shy away from. I kind of draw back on normally because one, the options out there really ain't as good as they used to be back in the day. And two, it's like life. Anybody who's an adult right now and ain't well off or better off, not saying that I'm not, but anybody out there who goes through life, they understand when I say life, right? But anyway, without further ado, let me get through this episode, because it's going to be a quick episode. Probably it's going to be a two-parter episode, so I just want to go through some of the positives of what I look for in a partner. All right, so definitely, like the consensus said, I have to find the right person to get married. Case closed. Episode done. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, of course that ain't the end of the episode, guys. Come on now. I have to explain exactly to you what would make the right person for me and how would I find this right person, right? Of course. Alright, so my first point is that this person has to be suitable for me. And I know that sounds cliche. It's like, okay, yeah, of course you would marry somebody who is suitable for you. Nope. Some people really don't do that. They don't take the time to sit down, to be patient and learn their partner. There are some people who are married right now for maybe 40 plus years, 50 plus years, and they still learning something new about their partner each and every day. It is a very heavy responsibility that you have to make, and a very heavy decision that you have to make when you decide to get married. Don't mind everybody around there getting married willy-nilly, and that's not taking a shot at anybody who has been married recently or who has been married a few years back and unfortunately possibly divorced or anything. This ain't sending no shots to nobody, but you have to really take into deep consideration who you marry. This is one of the easiest decisions to make in life. It's a very hefty task because the person who you choose to marry from then on out should be a lifetime decision that you make. You don't want to go through a lot of divorces and getting married a second and a third time and a fourth time unless something natural happens, right? God rest the dead. People, your spouse unfortunately passes away or something like that. Yeah, I ain't willing or I ain't about to stand up there and give vows to somebody who's gonna vow to me and not mean it. All right, I'm gonna take my vows seriously if I have the opportunity to get married to somebody, and it's gonna be a very, very personal decision that I make. So I definitely need to find the correct person. So when I say it has to be a suitable person, I mean stuff like that, because once again, just think about it. The decision that you make to marry this person affects multiple decisions you make over your lifetime if you guys are actually able to make it, So I definitely gonna need somebody responsible, somebody reliable, somebody who's gonna hold themselves accountable, who's gonna hold me accountable for both of our actions, somebody who I could rely on when things get tough. That's one of the vows at a wedding, in better or for worse, for rich or for poor, in health and in sickness. I've seen some examples where, somebody got a little bit sick, somebody down, lost their job or something, and the spouse just skidoo. They out of there. at the first sign of negativity or the first sign of it getting tough. When the going get tough, the tough get going or whatever, you know? And it's like, nah, I ain't finna have that in my marriage, because I'd be dumb if I, marry somebody and she play me for Bobo the Clown, play me for a fool, and ain't reliable. And someone who definitely got to be responsible. That's somebody who responsible and know how to take care of themselves already now. Simple as paying bills. Somebody who understands that they have to get everything down back, get everything right, make sure everything in place and in order, because that's a big killer too. People who ain't organized and who don't have some type of order in their life, some type of routine going on for themselves. They just willy-nilly and just go with the flow. Sometimes you need somebody on a more straight path. Definitely need somebody who's stable. Stability is a big point, Somebody who's mentally stable, who's going to be financially stable, who's able to, save, take care of themselves and use resources properly. And somebody who's stable physically, somebody who cares about their health, somebody who makes sure stays in good shape, want to try to look good, and just regularly checks up on themselves. That necessarily doesn't mean that they have to have the best and banging body over everybody else I look at, but they definitely understand the importance of being physically well. So that's whether they want to exercise, make sure they put the right stuff in their body and make sure to take care of their body, the foods they eat and all that stuff. Going back to financially stable, that's somebody who's able to save. Somebody who understands that, it's a partnership. We could help each other out to build an empire where we split our own resources and, go about these things. And somebody mentally stable who definitely is rational, somebody who has patience, somebody who will understand things from a practical perspective instead of just going on the negative interpretation of anything right off the bat. Definitely need somebody who's rational and practical. And definitely under a suitable candidate will be based on decisions for the future, for our future. So if we decide to have children, I always look at certain things based on how I would make the decision if I had to explain it to like a 5-year-old child, or if it had to benefit a 5-year-old child, because when you get married, it's a process of two becoming one, and I wouldn't want the person who I join with to think that it's only me in this lifetime commitment together, especially if we have things put together after we make this bond, such as children. I don't want somebody where if I fall ill, that my children wouldn't be taken care of because the person is incompetent. That wouldn't even be fair to me. That wouldn't be fair to my children. And it definitely wouldn't be fair that the person would feel like, well, you's the one leading the household. Not saying that I don't want to lead the household as the man. Of course I want to lead the household, and I will define my roles and make sure I be that person to make sure everything is, in place and everything is taken care of. But at the same time, I need a partner to help me to make sure when I make these decisions, it's the both of us in it together. So I just wanted to touch on that. Definitely I need somebody who's able to compromise, who's able to see things from various perspectives. Everything won't be peaches and gravy all the time. I need somebody who's going to understand, like, hey, I got to look at this from this angle, look at this from that angle, look at this from that angle, and be a problem solver and understand that, okay, even though it seems like something might be going bad, I won't get hot-headed and blow up at the first sight of danger, at the first sight of things going, turn it into a wreck. Let me just sit down, be patient, figure it out, and let's talk through this and get through it, or whatever may be the decision. Now, if it's something that is drastic enough where they might just go off on a limb or something, that's totally understandable, because myself, if it's something obvious like that, then I'd be like, yeah, that don't make no sense, but at the same time, you need somebody level-headed, somebody who's able to look at things and make a conscious decision to say, hey, I sat down, I slept on it, I think about it, or I thought about it, and this is the best decision to move forward from here on out. Another point that I have is intimacy. And for me, intimacy may not seem like the average perspective or the typical perspective of definitely a man in a romantic relationship. I just want somebody who wants to be there with me, who wants to spend time with me, honestly. Someone who relates to and participates in my goofy shenanigans. That's simply it, honestly. I kind of like companionship more than physical intimacy, honestly. And I know that does sound weird coming from a guy, and that's not to say that I definitely wouldn't give my wife physical intimacy, because I know that's definitely a very, very strong factor in a marriage. But I feel like if we mesh together and we click and we have that chemistry, that matters the most, in my opinion. So future wife, if you out there listening to these points, that's definitely a strong point for me, Physical touch isn't really a big deal to me. I definitely will do it with my wife not because it's a routine thing and it's something that I know I have to. It's something I will definitely enjoy with my wife once I have her. And hopefully she'll enjoy it with me also. But I pray to the Lord that we'll be on that same wavelength where, we just enjoy each other, have enough of each other, even if that physical touch isn't there. And in terms of physical attraction, well, she's got to be thick. Nah, I just playing. I like what I like, Physical attraction is the last point on this list, honestly. It still matters. But at the same time, there's various body types that are attracted to me. I don't even think I have a real physical body type that I'm attracted to. I really, really, really care about a person's soul, their personality. Once again, how responsible they are. How much sense they make it. So when it really comes down to attractiveness with body type and stuff like that, once you look decent and once I like looking at you, once I attracted to you, once I really want to just snatch you up, hug you up, if you sleeping late at night, I roll over and I just wrap my arms around you. Or when you put on that little special dress, I look at you with lust in my eyes, bite my lip, and we go to Pound Town, whatever may I be. This ain't after dark hours. Let me calm that down. But I know this was pretty quick. I really could go into depth a whole lot more with this episode. But like I say, the next additional episode that I do is going to be like some of the cons of what I don't want in a partner for marriage. But overall, I think marriage is a viable option for me. Unfortunately, I haven't found the right person yet, but I strongly do hope that I find somebody, I don't want to say in the near future, but in the future, somebody who I could really sit there and say, wow, she definitely is the one. I think I can make this decision. I think I can make this leap and make a lifetime commitment to that person. Are there any candidates out there right now who I might be looking at? I ain't an American, but I plead the fifth. I have a right to remain silent on that. So, anywho, that's just my thoughts, my takes on this. Hopefully you guys were entertained. Hopefully you guys, you look forward to the next episode, the continuation of this whenever I do this. Let me know your thoughts on marriage. I know a lot of people lately ain't really into marriage and they feel like it's not a plausible thing to do. They have their various reasons of why marriage really ain't a successful thing to do, or it ain't a sufficient thing to do, like it ain't something to do on your to-do list, and that's perfectly fine too. So just let me know your thoughts. But otherwise, I hope you've been entertained once again. Thank you for listening. Once again, this is your favorite Non Bae, and definitely I'll be coming next week with another interesting topic. Very, very interesting topic based on what's happening now in my part of town. So you don't want to miss it. Thanks for all the support so far. This has been your favorite Non Bae, and I am once again signing out. See you next time.